I know that it may seem strange, but I have no idea what this game is. None at all. In fact, I'm writing this first bit of the script before even playing it or watching any footage of it. But when I was doing my routine patrol of the recent games page of itch.io, I came across this little thing called Kepler22, and as soon as I started reading the description, I knew I had to make a video about it. The game proudly boasts it has 11 buildings to explore and 3 whole secondary missions. And look at those screenshots! I say we give it a go. After all, what could possibly go wrong? Kepler22 makes quite the entrance, unceremoniously dumping you into a language select while some music sounds play in the background. The game actually crashed when I tried to tab out of it from here to check my footage, and while killing it off with Task Manager, I learned the process is literally called .exe. That probably wouldn't have been my first choice there, but I guess it's not my place to say. The controls also have key bindings for looking around because this is 1995. The rest of the menu is alright, I guess, but you may have noticed that these buttons are suspiciously large. We'll get back to that. I'm going to show you the entire opening cinematic uncut so you can get a sense of what we're getting ourselves into. Oh, quiet, it's starting.
Okay, Matthias, we're going to teleport you on Kepler22. Enjoy a smooth trip and a warm welcome.
Oh, smooth trip. And a warm welcome.
Stay away from the door, we're gonna blow it up! Take this and help us. Let's get out of this dump.
You got all that? Good, because that scene perfectly sums up this entire game. Also, this is Girl. She probably has a name, but I don't care, neither did the developers. But, yeah, Prison Break. After the game gives us the tutorial on such advanced mechanics as aiming, I discovered the awesome power of the robo-armed harpoon, and we bust out of jail into another cutscene.
Mateus, I'm Professor Jacobi. I'm the Chief of Operations on this planet.
Yes,
right.
Sure. I know you by fame, but may I know what's happening here?
Got it.
Easy.
Alright,
The Keplerians split it into 2 factions. One is world...
Good lord, this is taking a while. Anyway, let's just fast forward a bit. The gist is, aliens bad, humans good, go get some chemicals from this storehouse. Unfortunately, said storehouse is quite a distance away, so we have to drive there. The driving in this game is rather interpretive. We'll just say that. Your car just handles really poorly all around, randomly ignoring your controls and deciding that gravity's a lie. It's sort of like driving a semi-truck on the moon as a narcoleptic. These driving segments also have basically zero actual gameplay and just serve as padding. Sometimes you bump into one of these copy-pasted outposts, which you can raid for new weapons, which is nice, but they all play out basically identically, and it's probably better to avoid them altogether for reasons that will become apparent later. Regardless, I get to the storehouse and fight through the 100% accurate enemies with hit-scan weapons and zero reaction time. But wait, what do I do now? Well, the game is willing to answer that question by providing a video to demonstrate the path forward. Let's have a look. Ah, right. It was at this point that my suspicions were confirmed. This is a mobile port. I figured something was up as soon as I noticed the giant buttons on the menu and the complete lack of recoil on any of the guns, but I wasn't sure yet. This quite clearly settles it. I guess it at least works out for me though. I'd kind of been feeling conservative about ripping into a game that people made for free with no monetization, and was considering canning the video altogether, but as it turns out, this is being sold for $2 on Apple devices under the name Kepler Galaxy Wars. I guess that makes the PC port an afterthought since it's free, so that explains why it's so poorly put together. Then again, there have been a lot of sloppy mobile to PC ports with price tags, so I wonder what the reasoning here is. Either way, I can now justify burning this game to the ground. So, we've got the chemicals, we're back, now what? Well, What's-Your-Face wants me to do some kind of stealth operation now. I do like stealth games a lot, but to be totally honest with you, I'm a bit suspicious about how this is going to go. Oh, hey, it's nighttime now. That happened impressively quickly, didn't it? We have to drive to the objective again, but this time a drone shows up to chase us down. I think it's actually a pretty cool idea, and it plays out relatively well most of the time. The AI leaves something to be desired. The rest of the mission is at the very least functional, if rather unimpressive. Or at least it is until this bit. We now get to slowly climb ladders for 6 minutes. There is no music, there is no action, just you, the ladder, and the sound of your tears falling into your lap. And guess, just guess what you get to do when you've reached the top. That's right, you get to climb back down, equally slowly. And of course, you're doomed to fall to your death several times, because apparently this is Kepler on ice now. But wait, there's an enemy near the bottom! We have to take an alternate route! We have to play the game! This is the best day ever! Surprise! The alternate route is just another ladder. This is the bit that made me hate this game. The fact that nobody involved with the project came to the conclusion that climbing up and down ladders for 15 minutes was not a good way to spend your time is frankly mind-boggling. You know, I have a limited amount of time left on this hunk of rock hurtling through space, and I would really prefer it not to be wasted holding W and silently wishing for the sweet release of death. Good lord. Okay. Calm time. Calm time. Alright, I'm calm now. This is okay. Everything is fine. Where were we? Oh, right, the stealth mission. Yeah. Well, we get back down from you-know-what into the car and start going towards... Oh, well, okay, never mind. Ah, crap, there's a timer. This isn't really much of a challenge so much as an annoyance, so I'll just skip to when we get there. Yeah, see, the game can't even be bothered to remember her name either. So as it turns out, we're now launching an offensive against the drones, which, as you may remember, have been pretty much the only part of the game I've actually considered decent. So that really spices things up, doesn't it? I'm still gonna blow the factory up or whatever though, since I like playing this game substantially less than the prospect of not playing it. This whole area is just a gauntlet of enemies. It's way too long and unfair. How are you even supposed to do this on a phone? Maybe it'd be easier if you could swing around from the roof like it's Bionic Commando, but the few places you can grapple are telegraphed so poorly that they basically just aren't. At least it's okay in combat, but that doesn't really make up for the pathetically slow health regeneration. It was after crawling through this half of the area that I elected to take a break from the game so I could do something with my life, but failing that, I found myself opening up again, somehow less enthusiastic than before. And I do mean half of the area, because immediately after clearing that section, which is about the size of most combat arenas in this game, we cross the bridge to do it all over again, except slower and in a slightly larger area. But finally, at long last, I find the researcher, chase him outside, and oh my god, what is that thing? What is happening? What? Send help, please! I think I need to get out my eye bleach. But hey, in the meantime, the drones are back, so I guess that means we just stole the plans to destroy the factory. But then again, do we really even need to take it out? Like, not to diss the random Keplerian who coded the AI for these things, but it seems like this problem is going to take care of itself. What's-Her-Face insists on it though, and I insist on never having to touch this game again, so I guess we're taking the most direct approach. Okay, time to quiet down. Here comes another cutscene.
Look, what a nice surprise. A mass of high explosives.
Can't wait to try them.
Great. I think we should attack the drones plant. Those thingies are making the canyons impracticable.
I don't think that's a word.
The explosive and their coordinates on the map. Go for it.
So we get to the plant in true Kepler22 style and start clearing out rooms. You know, for a mobile port, this game has an awful lot of waiting. Wait, what's this? Holy crap, it's a rocket launcher, yes! 8 rockets! This is the best! No game with a rocket launch this good is without merit. Kepler22, you've finally given me something to genuinely enjoy. Congratulations on your great success. Wait, what's going on here? What? When did they get rocket launchers? Oh! Right, I forgot to explain something. This game's actually easiest if you never pick up any weapons unless you're forced to. No, seriously. The enemies only seem to use weapons that you already have, and they basically do no damage with the base combat rifle, so I can't really imagine this game being very hard if you only ever use that. Clearing out this outpost doesn't really turn out to be too hard though, so it's okay I guess. Man, this driving's really getting to me. It wasn't so bad at first. Okay, well, I mean, it was, but it was tolerable. But now it's just kind of draining. Getting from point A to point B takes way too long, and there's just so little to look at that kind of drives you crazy. Besides, the game spontaneously decided that running is too hard. But on the bright side, I finally found the last weapon. Let's talk about those. All of the guns in Kepler22 have basically 0 recoil, perfect accuracy, and really crappy sounds, so none of them feel especially good to shoot, and they all do kind of low damage, with the exception, of course, being the rocket launcher. You get them from these random enemy outposts and sometimes in the main missions. That's about all there is to say, actually. Most of them feel about identical, and the designs are so undistinctive that I occasionally couldn't tell which one I was holding. The sniper rifle is pretty okay, scoring high damage in a 32x scope, although I'm not entirely sure what purpose that could possibly serve given the general scale of this game's combat. I would go on, but I've got a job to do and an axe to grind. Hold on, what was I up to? Oh, right, what's her face mentioned bombing enemy drills or something. So let's get to that. This mission's pretty uneventful. It does let me use the rocket launcher more, which is always a plus. I really like that rocket launcher. The elevators haven't improved though, nor has the stability. The game screwed up this objective when I opened the game again, but it actually lets you reload from any checkpoint you've reached in the entire game so far, which is genuinely pretty nice. We are now at 2 things, count them, 2 things I liked about this game. Anywho, the beacon thing we set it back at ladder lane is detected a ship, so we're off to scuttle it. At least this time there's an elevator. Okay, it's time to lay down a C4. Wow, these are some pretty stable propeller. Oh my god, it's active! Good lord, game. That was pretty awesome, actually. It may have been entirely unintentional, but congrats on giving me at least one positively memorable set piece. I don't even mind the ladder so much now. Unfortunately though, that broke the progression, so I had to replay the section. I took the opportunity to write it out though. Stuck the landing. Let's see what girl had to say next.
The enemy is now without strategic resources. We're almost ready for the final attack.
Wait, did I hear that right? Did she just say final attack? Am I free from this burden? Not quite. We still have to take out the power plant or whatever, which we can enter through a hidden opening. Dare you bear witness to the cave? This mission is pretty uninteresting as well, aside from making me suspicious that the grapple points were intentionally poorly communicated to make people pay for a guide using microtransactions. And again, I have no idea if the guide actually is locked behind microtransactions, so it may also just be genuinely poor design. That's obviously not a good thing, but I can at least respect it more. Once we're at the other end and the generators more closely resemble smoking craters, another call from Girl arrives, urging us to join the other humans in the strike on the base. Alright, whatever your name is, I'll be right on it. Right up this, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm coming. I've arrived! To war! Oh, that was actually pretty easy. Anyone want to go get coffee? Not a really good place down by, oh wait, hold on. Okay, right, yeah, base, yeah. Look, I already wasted my battle cry and I just drove for like 10 minutes. Let's just shoot him. There's some teleporter downstairs, I guess. Cool. Some on-site repairs later and it's good to go. Alright, let's hit the road. Okay, I guess not actually the road, but oh, come on! I swear, I'm gonna... Yes, you there, die. Stop prolonging this. Naturally, the game's final challenges include ladder climbing, dying to random barrels, and poorly shown grapple points. Wait, there's another cargo ship. Yes, they're back. My favorite things in this whole game are back. Okay, just gotta action dive. Yeah, let's bomb this stupid thing. Whoa, yeah! Booyah! Wait, hold on, what? I didn't edit this, just kinda show up back in the control room. There's no explanation as to what to do. I figured that it'd be a good idea to venture back down to the teleporter room by way of good old-fashioned improvisational problem-solving skills. Well, still broken, I guess. So what am I supposed to do? Time to consult the walkthrough. What? Hold on, what? There's nothing there? What, that's it? We're stuck here? Are you kidding me? And I thought to myself, I went through all of this just to let that one lady I didn't know the name of escape the planet? If there's an alternate ending for collecting all the shards or whatever, I cannot be bothered to get it. This game sucked me of all joy entirely. And as that thought lingered in my head, I found myself alone with nothing but the shrill, annoying sound of the generator, proving to be the perfect synopsis for this entire game. So that's Kepler22, the worst game I have ever played. The plot is a joke, the gameplay is terrible, it looks like garbage, and it sounds like 1,000 chalkboards crying out in unison. I would never recommend anyone ever play this game. However, I try to look for the good and the worst of games, and I came in intending to do so here. As it turns out, this game was mostly made by one guy, and while I don't think it's by any means polished enough to justify having a price tag on the Apple storefront, there are some sparks of potential buried in it. The rocket launcher is nice, and the grappling hook is actually a pretty cool idea, albeit a poorly implemented one. I hadn't mentioned it before, since you probably already noticed, but the shadows are pretty nice as well. They kind of remind me of Fear, although it obviously doesn't hold up the rest of the presentation as well here as it did in that game. Also, some of the set pieces, especially the cargo ships, were pretty neat. I suppose I can't fault the ambition of the guy who made this game. When I finished it, I was pent up at frustration with the whole thing, but looking back, I kind of understand. After all, who hasn't at one point in their life wanted to make the game they've always wanted to play all on their own? That's what I think Kepler22 is in a way. A person making a game they've always wanted to exist. After all, he described himself as liking all the things that it at least tries to be. And while I think it's frankly atrocious and probably shouldn't be sold, I can respect it. Between the comically bad voice acting and the janky character models, it seems like a lot of love went into this game even if it turned out terribly. Even if it might suck, Kepler22 is endearing in a way. Not because it is in any way good, but because there was a true, honest passion behind it. I would never recommend in a million years that anyone actually play it, but perhaps its very existence has a lesson to teach. I suppose then that there's not much more to say. Thank you for watching. Next time we'll be talking about something much more blue. And Russian. I just wanted to pop into this end card here to say, sorry about this video taking a ridiculously long amount of time. I got Vive and some other stuff, and I've been doing stuff. Yeah,